Well, hello. I am Lloyd. I'm from Iron Dog Journey. I decided today I'm just going to record a little video on the way to work, because why not? It's good practice. And who knows? Who knows? Who knows? So today, let's see, I think I was thinking about, I'll say a lot of things like that. Influencers. So, you know, I guess the ultimate dream these days is to be an influencer, right? Because, you know, social media, YouTube, you know, we're all influencers. And the reality is, we are all influencers to somebody, somewhere in our life. Sometimes we don't even know it, you know? The things we do, the things we don't do, the good, the bad, you know. Everything that we do or don't do has an impact on somebody somewhere, and I think sometimes we forget that. You know, I love this day and age, you know, of YouTube and influencers. I mean, it's amazing. You know, when I was a kid growing up, you know, we had TV, we had movies, VHS tapes, you know, but we didn't have YouTube, you know, we didn't have instant places to, you know, go share your thoughts with people. You know, the only people you could share your thoughts with were, you know, your friends or your parents, or, you know, if you're crazy enough, strangers, but I don't think too many people did that. But, you know, it's interesting, different influencing styles, you know, and I don't think there's a right and wrong, but there's people like that I think are very inspirational in their own right, like David Goggins, for instance. Man, I mean, that guy, you know, if you're not familiar with David Goggins, you need to look him up. I'm sure you are, but, you know, he's like, you know, I was 300 pounds and I was a piece of crap, but now I'm strong because I did the hard work, you know. And he's like, I'll be straight up with you, you know. If you want results, you gotta do the hard work. You're just lazy. It's not that you don't know what to do, because you do know what to do. You all know what to do. You're just lazy. And the funny thing is, I kind of agree with him, you know, in ways. And honestly, I don't even think it's always just lazy. I think, you know, sometimes I do believe that deep down, most of us do know what to do to fix our problems, or to get where we're trying to go, to reach our goals. But the truth is, it is hard work, and we don't want to do it. You know, a lot of people don't want to do it. So yeah, you know, influencers, you know, David Goggins is a great influencer. Tony Robbins, very inspiring guy, you know. But, you know, it's funny, you know, Tony Robbins tells his story, and if you're, again, you know, you can look him up, he's everywhere, but, you know, he tells his story, and you think to yourself, wow, there's some ice right there, okay, he tells his story, you know, about growing up poor, and, you know, his dad would abuse him, and, you know, all these things, and I can relate to all these things, for sure. You know, and he's so successful, but I don't know if you ever look at these people like him, for instance, and I mean, he's a giant person. Like, he's just a giant man. You know, 6'7", I think, and, you know, he's just a big dude. And he towers over everybody. He's just way bigger than everybody he talks to. And you always think, you know, I wonder if that kind of thing, you know, gave him confidence, you know, to succeed. And, you know, what gives people confidence to succeed? You know, David Goggins also, you know, you look at him and, you know, obviously the guy works harder than probably anyone, and so he's earned everything he's got. But he, again, you know, big guy, very muscular. Trying this new GoPro on the dashboard type thing, and it's not working too well. But, you know, when I was growing up back in the 70s, you know, my influences, they were a little different, you know. Like, I liked Mr. Rogers. I know that it sounds corny, but I grew up thinking he was just awesome, man. Like, he was so kind, and he was just a good person. and he treated everybody with respect, and those are the kind of people that I loved. And the Muppets were my favorite, literally my favorite. Jim Henson, the creator of the Muppets, you know, I idolized him because, again, another good person that was just spent his whole life trying to help kids and, you know, creating worlds, you know, for young people, and that made me very happy as a kid. And then, of course, I loved Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, hold on. Okay. You know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, such a huge influence in my life, because, and every kid's life, because he was, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and what kid didn't want to look like him? And I was the skinniest kid, you know, I was super, super skinny, and I hated being skinny. I felt so different than all the other kids, and hence, you know, as I grew up and I was able to buy my own food and stuff, I started eating fast food and got kind of heavy. That was terrible. All right, hold on, I got to order my iced tea. I'd like to get a large unsweetened iced tea, please.
All right. I'll see you at the window.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I always stop at Panera and get an unsweetened tea for the day. It was coffee. I was drinking so much coffee. In fact, I was drinking. I still drink coffee as soon as I'm done working out in the morning. But I switched to tea during the day because, boy, I was just drinking way too much coffee. Anyway, so where was I? So, I don't know, this message probably isn't that coherent, but essentially I think anybody can be an influencer, and you got to consider, A, why do you want to influence if you do, and maybe you don't. Maybe you just don't even realize that you are influencing, so you have to think, what message are you putting out there, you know? What do you say when you upload a video to YouTube or talk to friends or coworkers or your family? Like, do you just blend in and try to be like everybody else, or do you have something that you stand for and that you love and that you're proud of, you know? What message is it that you have? That's your influence, you know? I feel like in this day and age, it's easy to want to be like a lot of other people, you know. There's a lot of people out there, you know, trying to live these dream lives, trying to think, you know, what's going to sell, what are people going to watch, you know, what do people like? And for me, who cares? Be genuine, be yourself, be who you are, not who they are, you know. If you end up influencing somebody in some positive manner, awesome, that's fantastic. But if you go out of your way trying to win people, win over affections, you know, make people impressed with you, if you're trying to inspire somebody because you think somehow that's gonna boost your ratings or whatever, man, what a waste of time, for real. But you know, at the same time, I'm not gonna speak for everybody. Everybody has their own journey, and that's probably judgmental. How am I supposed to judge what they're trying to do, you know? It's just like, how can somebody try to judge what I'm trying to do? Like right now, I'm talking to the camera, but the reality is, you know why I'm talking to the camera? Because for me, it's good practice. One day I'd love to be a public speaker. I've got a story to tell, I believe, and I've got a lot to say. Whether it's good or not, I don't know. I have a lot of opinions. But I definitely enjoy public speaking, so I feel like the camera gives me something to do. It gives me something to focus on. Imagining that there are viewers watching is awesome, just like every other influencer. But at the end of the day, I think it's just good practice, and it's kind of enjoyable. You know, one person, ironically, and I guess I'm probably just jealous that this guy has such a crazy physique, but I think his name is Sam Sulek. He's a young bodybuilder guy, like a giant. I'm sure he does steroids. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's not even fair to say, but the guy is bigger than anybody. I mean, he's huge. The dude's huge. But the reality is, he's super down to earth. Like, when he talks on camera and he records himself in the car, at the gym, he's just a regular dude. You know, again, I'm sure he has confidence like crazy from being who he is and where he's, the level of success he's achieved. Thank you so much. Have a great day. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think my message is, you know, you are an influencer. If you have a video channel on YouTube, you're an influencer. I don't care if you have, you know, just a couple followers. If nobody watches your videos, you're influencing somebody in your life. You know, and it's not even about YouTube. It's about just being a human. We're all influencing somebody, and you have to think, how am I influencing people? You know? My four-wheel drive's going out, so it acts up when I get on the road sometimes. It's silly. Man, it's a beautiful day out. The sunset's coming up. Or the sunrise, I should say. I'm jumping all over the place. I feel like one secret to a good, strong video is having a particular message, which I feel like the more you can plan that out, at least have a subject that you can riff on. And I really didn't. I had influencers, and that was about the extent of it. But I think the more you can kind of know what you're talking about, so you don't just jump all over the place like I'm doing now. But again, see, that's where practice comes in, and that's why this is awesome, because I'm practicing. But I think it's a good experiment. This whole channel is an experiment, to be honest with you. I didn't set out to do anything. I just wanted to hold myself accountable by recording my workouts and getting over some of my insecurities about my body and working out. And I really honestly didn't feel like anybody would watch it. And there's a few people that are catching it now, and that's pretty cool. That's fun. I like it. Makes me feel a little bit more connected to people out there. But like this morning, you know, I'd love to say that I work out every single day, and sometimes I do. Sometimes I get into that rhythm, and I won't stop. I don't feel like doing it, but I won't stop. And then other times, man, it's a struggle each and every time, you know. Like last night, we've had frozen pipes, and we had no showers, and the water finally started flowing through the showers again yesterday afternoon. So when I got home from work, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I thought, well, let me get a workout in real quick. And so I did, you know, 113 burpees, and of course my plan was to, you know, jump back in this morning and do more. But I woke up and it was freezing again, and here we go. This is challenging, working with this four-wheel drive mess when I'm driving. At any rate, so long story short is I did not end up working out this morning. I decided to write instead. Every single day I journal, okay? So I get out, you know, my phone, and I have a place where I journal. And I journal every single day about the things that I'm thinking about, or, you know, where I'm at in my fitness journey. And I dream and scheme, and I think of all kinds of ways to, you know, further my journey. And I create challenges, you know, and I record every single day. Like, I stopped drinking 4.5 years ago or whatever it was, and every single day I keep track of that number so that I can see, you know, where I'm at, how many days it's been since I stopped drinking. You know, I think it's so important to journal, because ever since I started journaling, you know, I find that it helps me a ton. You know, I work through feelings, I've worked through ideas and concepts, and I'm also trying to write a book, so, you know, that takes up some time practicing and trying to stay diligent, you know. Yeah, I'm rabbit trailing now. I think it's entertaining recording myself on the way to work, so I guess I'm just rabbit trailing. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to wrap it up. And really what I wanted to talk about was influencing, and just maybe keep that in the back of your head, you know, that you are influencing somebody somewhere at all times, you know. And whatever you think you are or not doing, you're definitely making a choice, good, bad, indifferent. So keep an eye on those choices that you make, and keep an eye on who you probably are influencing. Maybe just give it some thought, you know. Think about who you are influencing. And you know what? If you get time, think about who your influences are. Like, who are you following and why? If you want to leave anybody in the comments, you know, like, tell me, who do you like? Who are you being influenced by? You know, are they a good influence, and why? So, something to think about. At any rate, if you actually watch this thing, thanks for watching. I plan on doing a bunch of these just for fun in between workouts. So, we'll see. I think it's mostly for me, but all right. Well, have a great day, everybody. It's cold here, but it's a great day to have a great day. All right, stay strong.